So, one of the biggest problems with microcontrollers like Arduino or even ESP is that these things are not cheap. What I mean by that is the original ones cost around 2000 even after discount, and the cheaper ones, which you might say are knockoffs, are bad. They will just fry easily. But in reality, all of these just fry pretty easily. That's the real problem. Even if you buy the cheaper ones or buy the original one, there is a chance that you will just easily fry these things without even knowing what you did wrong. So all of these are just hindrances. If you are into IoT and all that kind of stuff, you want one of these things. Nice thing is there is an actual solution to that, and I use that quite frequently before even using the original one. Is that you use some kind of simulation program to test your code and wiring before you actually do that thing in real life, just to make sure you do not blow up your Arduino or your house in the process. So that's Tinkercad. Now, after creating a free account, you will get a interface like this. All you have to do is go to create and go to circuits. Give it some time, let it load. And well, you would have to be online to use this thing, but I wish this would have been a offline program, but I guess this also works. Yeah. Let me show you. So if I search Arduino, there is our Giga Chad of a processor, and I think it comes with the we are not going to talk about the scratch code. Yes, this is much better. You can see this is a simple code with 1 second delay. It just turns on and off. Pretty simple code. You just put your code here, do the wiring here, and it just works. And how is that going to help you become better at programming Arduino and being safe? And let me show you actually. Let's just remove this code. So what should I actually define LED? I'm going to use pin number 12 because I do not want to use pin number 13 because it is connected to a LED. That's it already has some kind of resistance. So I am just intensely being a little bit extra careless to show you what things you can do to fry your Arduino. Top 10 tips and tricks to fry your Arduino. Maybe I should use that as a title. So let's go with it, and I should stop yapping at this point. So the wiring is done, and let's see if it works. I did something wrong, didn't I? That's insane. Yes, as you can see, it is working. And let's say you wrote your code, a simple code like this, sets the pin number 12 to output mode, and then it is setting it to high. So the highest voltage, 5 volts in simple words, will be passing through this. And let's go, your LED did turn on, but it is quite dimmer than it should be. Like, is it even actually working? It should not look like this. Then you think that let's be a real cool guy, and I am going to use a multimeter to test this thing. Let's just whip out the multimeter. You whip out your multimeter, and then you connect the negative to negative, and then the positive to positive, and then you just start your code again. You see, okay, the voltage is looking pretty good, and then you think, is there something wrong with the current? And then you check the current. And then this happens. Current through IO pins T12 exceeds the absolute maximum of 40 milliamps. This may permanently damage your Arduino. Pretty easy, you know. You would have no idea. Just by doing this, you would have actually fried your Arduino. Pretty lovely, right? So, what's wrong? Actually, what you did that you forgot to check the resistance. Well, I did that intentionally to show you that you get the point. If I start the simulation, you can see it's quite bright now. So yeah, you can use Tinkercad to create prototypes and do whatnot before you actually try them in real life. Are there limits to this thing? There is, but it comes to whether you are actually doing your proper research before doing your projects. Let me show you. So I was creating a project for my students using the, what is it called? HR. Yes, I don't know, I forgot. ULTRA, ultrasonic sensor, HCSR04. There you go. So, if you check the spec sheet, you would see that they suggest to use a delay of 60 milliseconds between every measurement cycle. And if you forget that part, it will still apparently work in the simulation, but in real life, when you are actually doing it with your, it took me a day to figure out that I was missing a 60 millisecond delay. And how it looks, I mean, this is the actual code, and all I was missing was this line. So there are some limitations, some ifs, and you get the point, but it just works. So yeah, you can create pretty insane stuff in here. I mean, there are a lot of things that you can use. One more thing that you should know, that if you search like ULTRA ultrasonic, so there are variations, 3 pin, 4 pin, but there are also starter kits like this. Like, come on man, just load. Yep. So it shows you how to use that thing. So this website is pretty cool. Huge thumbs up for that. That's the whole point of this video, that you can use Tinkercad to learn Arduino for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Well, I guess it's time. See you soon.